It's another Raw video from your favorite YouTube scout, Draftrawthentic. Yes, I'm finally here for another video, and like I said, it's a Raw one, so there will be no edits. I want to apologize for what happened. I did a video on Monday, and then the next day, Tuesday, which was yesterday, I ended up not doing a video that I promised I was going to do. I was a little bit tired. I had some errands to run, and everything was just a little bit hectic, so I ended up not doing the video. And then even on Monday, if you saw, like, the videos kind of came out pretty late. They came out like 8 or 9 o'clock at night because I had other stuff that I had to do, and I was out and about, and I didn't have Wi-Fi would be a little bit faster in loading the videos, and I had to load the videos, and it took like an hour for each video to load because I'm not in an area that was a hotspot or a Wi-Fi type of area. So I apologize for that. But anyway, I started with my team, the Baltimore Ravens, the AFC North. I started with them going over their draft and what I think about their draft. And now I'm actually, today on Wednesday, I will give 2 videos out. So you're not just going to get one video. It's 32 days, 32 teams. So I'm going to give 2 videos out. The first video is another AFC North team. I'm going through it. And that is going to be the Pittsburgh Steelers. The Pittsburgh Steelers, the rival of the Baltimore Ravens. Yes. So let's just get into it. Anyway, with the Steelers' first pick, they picked up Terrell Edmonds. Now, with Terrell Edmonds, I was not the biggest fan of the pick. Now, I won't say that he's not a good player. I just think that there may have been a better player that would have been better than Terrell Edmonds. I believe that the reason why they kind of chose him and why they thought that he was pretty good too. I think that he maybe fits their system. I believe that they want to run a set, for the back end where they can have 2 interchangeable safeties. Now, Terrell at Virginia did play free safety and play strong safety. I think he's a natural strong safety, while Sean Davis is a guy that he's probably better at strong safety, but he makes a solid free safety. So they're probably going to do it like that, but they're going to interchange them once in a while to just give a different look. And so with Terrell, though, what I did like about Terrell as a player, and just speaking as a prospect term, the dude had high energy and was just always just trying to go. Even if he missed a tackle or he read the play wrong, he still hustled. And that's the one thing that, with him not making as many plays as he could, the guy, or as how his brother was making plays, this guy was pretty much like, he was a never give up type of player. And that's what I like to see. And I think the Steelers saw that and said, hey, this guy, we need to get him. So honestly, I think that it's a solid pick. It's not the best pick because I think that there was better safeties on the board, but I do understand it if it fits their system. Now, in the second round, they picked one of my favorite receivers in James Washington from Oklahoma State. Before the college season started, I had James Washington being a first-round pick. I had him also possibly being the best receiver in the class. I felt as though you had a guy that was big, that was strong, that was catching the ball, slants, go routes, screens. It was a guy that just knew how to run those certain routes and run them to perfection where it was hard to stop him. And in the NFL, you think that guys like him can't get away with that, and they actually can, especially with him, because James Washington was the best deep threat. And when I mean best deep threat, I'm not talking about him just running past a person being all fast. The example of what he did is if you got 2 players, right? So this is the corner, this is the receiver. As the play happens and they run, he would end up running past the guy, right? And instead of them being like this, hip to hip, where the corner is like right behind him and he's right here or whatever, James Washington will jump in front of the corner so that the corner will have to try to go over top to knock the ball down, which is harder to do instead of being hip to hip where he can reach over and put his hand there. That's where James Washington really excels at. I hope y'all like that example of what I'm saying, but that's where he excelled at. And that's why I like him as a receiver, and he's going to be a definite, like, good replacement for Martavis Bryant. Now, to try to hurry this up a bit, I have 4 more picks left. They had 2 third-round picks, 2 fifth-round picks, and 7. That's 5 more picks. I'm sorry. So, in the third round, they traded up and got Mason Rudolph. Now, the thing about Rudolph is that he doesn't have the strongest arm, but he does have the size, and he has okay accuracy. The biggest thing that Mason needed to work on was not, like, setting his feet or throwing from his core and all of that. His biggest thing is anticipating his throws. He needed to do that better because a lot of times he would throw the ball a little bit too late, and except for when it was a deep pass and he was just used to just chucking those. But other passes he would throw them a little bit too late. He didn't anticipate where the guy was going to be a lot of the times, and that can really hurt him in the NFL. Stuff that you see a good player in college and you won't notice it because it's college. In the NFL, it's going to hurt him. So he needs to get better at that. And, hopefully he doesn't because it's the Pittsburgh Steelers. But speaking from just being a draft guy and a prospect guy, this is a guy that's what he needs to work on. But I think he can be a pretty solid quarterback. I don't know if he's a franchise quarterback, though. The next pick was another third-round pick, and that was Chuck Okafor, Okafor from Western Michigan. I don't know how to say his name. Offensive tackle from Western Michigan. If you saw my video of the offensive positional preview, I was not a big fan of his, and I thought he would be the biggest bust of the offensive tackle. So, and the reason is because his feet were very, very terrible. Now, he won't be a left tackle for them. I understand that. He will probably be a right tackle. But looking at it in the perspective that his feet are still pretty bad, I don't know if he's still going to excel when he's in the league. His feet are that bad. It's pretty bad. Sometimes he lunges when he stretches. He just has bad technique. Hopefully, the Pittsburgh Steelers will be able to get him right. But he's a guy that actually needs a lot of work. But he does have, I guess you could say, upside because of his size. Now, in the next pick, they didn't have a 4th-round pick because I believe they traded up to get Mason Rudolph. They used that. But they did have 2 5th-round picks. And in that first 5th-round pick, they chose Marcus Allen from Penn State safety. Now, this is another safety that was chosen. And I'm guessing maybe Terrell Edmonds is going to be used as a linebacker safety dime package. While Marcus Allen, I don't think he'll be a starter. But if they do bring Terrell down to like kind of be, that nickel dime linebacker, Marcus Allen can then come in next to Sean Davis to have those 2 safeties up top. Now, Marcus Allen, I wasn't the biggest fan of him. And the reason why, I just didn't see a lot of plays being made from him. I talked to somebody else, and they was like, yeah, he's actually pretty good. And maybe it was just the tape that I saw. So I'm not really sure about it. So maybe I can't give a great perspective of him as a player because I didn't see what he may have saw on tape. But that's just 2 different perspectives. I'm not saying that he's going to be a bad player, but I would just say I'm not sure what type of player he's going to be in the league, if he's going to really make a difference on the defense. But from what I did saw, he was a solid guy. He wasn't nothing great, though. He was just a very solid safety, but nothing that you can write home about or you can project him to be one of the great next defenders of the Pittsburgh Steelers. With their other 5th-round pick, they chose one of my favorite players, Jalen Samuels from NC State. Now, the reason why I like Jalen is because he's a slot receiver, tight end, fullback, and running back. This guy, he can throw the ball, too. He's a Swiss Army knife. He reminds me a lot of Clay Harbor, and he reminds me a lot of... No, not Clay Harbor. I'm sorry, Charles Clay. He reminds me of Charles Clay, and he reminds me of Delaney Walker. Because of everything that he can do. He's not just one thing. He's one of those guys that they say he's going to play fullback. We'll see what happens with that situation. But he's one of those guys that I feel as though could actually just be a running back. Or with him being a fullback, like a tight end type of dude, I can see this guy kind of splitting out, like I said, as a tight end with a Jesse James being on the line to block. They wouldn't have to take him out of the game. That's how good of a player he is. Jalen Samuel, honestly, was one of my favorite players to watch on tape, and I think that they got good value for a player like him. And in their last pick, they chose Joshua Frazier from Alabama. he didn't do much. Not a big time player. He will need time. Just a regular defensive lineman. The Pittsburgh Steelers, the AFC North, usually they always have to pick a defensive lineman. They can't just not pick a defensive lineman. So that's just another Alabama defensive lineman player. Can't really say much about him. I did watch some tape of him. Wasn't really impressed, but maybe the Steelers can get something out of him that Nick Saban couldn't. Who knows? But anyway, that was the Steelers 2018 NFL Draft Review. Like I said, I will be making another video today, so please hold out and look for that video. And to just give it out. It's going to be about the Cleveland Browns and what I think about their draft. You will want to see this if you're a Cleveland Browns fan. But anyway, thank you for watching. Once again, this is Draftrawthentic. If you like this video and you want to see more videos, please subscribe. Please hit that like button. If you didn't like what I had to say about any of the Pittsburgh Steelers pick, please comment so we can debate, and share this video so other people can join the debate and we can have this drafting community. Anyway, once again, this is Draftrawthentic. Thank you and goodbye.